So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another daily dose of swipe. So before we start, what the fuck is this, and what are you doing like reading all these emails and stuff like that? So yeah, I hope by the title of the whole thing, daily dose of swipe, you can make sense that this is where we're swiping stuff, right? We're breaking down long form, short form, all sorts of sales letters, sales messages, ads, all that good stuff and see why they're working and why these people are using. But before like we do that, we need to know that we are like breaking down stuff of the right people and ones that actually are working rather than one that is written by a random guy. You don't know if it works or not, and if it's just not credible at all, right? So yeah, that's all there is. If you're watching this, probably copywriter, marketer, whatever, all that, right? So yes, let's break it down. Let's see why this email works. Who is it from? And let's cut the app and just get started with. Anyway, today we're breaking down the email, like an email from Csaba Borzasi. Now, who like if you don't know him, like he has this, all this he had this 100-day long form sales letter breakdown and all this. He was writing, he was making videos for beginner copywriters on how to get into email copywriting, and he belongs to one of those who pushed out the whole email stuff, right? The email copywriting thing, and could be one of the reasons why it's saturated these days. So before we start, I always like to talk about the environment, and which is what we're actually doing. So Java is a very established authority in this space, and not only he started from is he from Budapest? I don't know. He's from Romania. I don't know, somewhere like that. And he's not a native English speaker, and but still, like he like me, I'm not a native English speaker. I think you made that sense out already. You can tell by my accent, right? Anyways, and yeah, when I first watched him, I was like, I was amazed that this guy who does not even have a native, English um background, and who like he was getting into copywriting, and he was endorsed by all these titans of direct response like Brian Kurz, David Deutsch, and all that A-list copywriters, and they loved his stuff, and I knew that this guy was the deal. And I watched all of his breakdowns, like all of his long form sales letters, all the 100-day, the entire, like I watched one every day. Very like quality sales letters and quality advertisement from like OG of copywriting and OG marketers and copywriters. So yeah, and he belongs to that. So the people who are gonna read this email are probably gonna be people who subscribe to his stuff, and people who subscribe for his rapid lead activator email, that lead magnet. And the other one was like 5 principles of rainmaker email or something like that. He has multiple different products as well. So but majority of people get into the list via those two emails, the lead magnets that I just talked about. And you can tell from the subject line itself, right? It's um you're gonna open it. It is intriguing. And right now, like he's not uploading videos, but yesterday I found his ad, so I thought like I'd break down. I was thinking of breaking down the ad itself rather than breaking down this recent email, but I just could not find, even though how hard like I like refresh and I search into the Facebook feed, I just could not find it. So we're just gonna break down one of his email. Yeah, this guy is one of those guys who like urged me to make these kind of videos, right? Why how do I am I saying right? You don't even know about it, right? Why the Oh Christ's sake, I'm not gonna cut this clip. I'm just gonna post it. I don't give a shit. You're gonna make a fun of me, make it. So okay, I think we've discussed enough about the environment, and the next thing is I always like to talk about the conversion window, right? So anybody who subscribes to a list does not buys in the first few, like the first few emails or the welcome email, then he probably has a longer, he either won't ever buy, or he'll buy on a long enough conversion window or long enough time duration. Let's say he is gonna buy between like month 12 to month 16. So, meaning you would have to keep on sending emails and positioning yourself as the authority for 16 months on end. That's why email copywriting is a long-term thing. Ben Settle has been like sending emails like for years, 15 years in my opinion. So I hope you get the point, right? So it's not that you send a welcome sequence and you never hear from them again, ever again. This is one of the major reasons like people fail in email copywriting. It is they just seek faster rewards. So you just need to like compress the time frame by which they actually like turn into buyers, because some like look at it, like if you're targeting the wrong type of traffic, let's say like he like Chava, like he what the fuck, anyways, this guy games of conversion, like what his videos generally appeal to, like who his videos generally appeal to? Beginner copywriters, right? And what do beginner copywriters want? To make more money. So meaning they don't already have enough money, or even if they do, they somewhat have like 100 to 500 bucks max 1,000. They can invest in high ticket coaching unless they actually have the money and the all stuff, but majority of the traffic is unqualified, right? And what you need to do is give them enough value that they go out there, buy it, apply your free tactics, land a client, and then come back to you for other like scaling and getting and onboarding more clients, right? So that is the process that some of the guys are following, and majority of the guys are just making whack ass content out there and putting it out and just thinking they're gonna make a lot of sales. It depends on the type of traffic you have, quality, who are watching it, can they afford it or not. So yeah, there's that as well. And let's say those, as I said, those broke guys who are gonna implement his content and then later down the line gonna make money, and between, let's say, between months 12 to 16 they make money, but they suffer with deliverability issues. They don't know how to write a welcome sequence. Then what are they gonna do? They're gonna come back to him, like, because Java, our games of conversion, is gonna keep on sending email. They're probably gonna think that this guy knows enough, so they're just gonna buy his product. And maybe at the right time they open his email, and at the same specific time he has he has been promoting about his email list or something or some of his product, and guess what, people are gonna buy in that frame. So that is why this is a long game, not a short-term game that you put out a 7-day email sequence and expect to make all the money. Yes, you should optimize for that, and as I said, you should compress the conversion window as much as you can, and you should rapidly activate those leads. However, you can do that all of those, right? It's just that hard. It's not impossible, but it's hard. It's not practical. Okay, so I don't know how much, like how like 8 minutes in, and we're still talking about the environment, because this is, as I say, I always say this in my videos, like this is what matters. Who are you sending? Who always matters. Majority of the time, the who matters, and the 40% matters on the offer. Yeah. If either of those don't work, then the copy is not gonna make much of a difference. Okay, so you're tweaking those words. That's why I always like to talk about the broad overview of why this email has been written, because the creator probably did not write it thinking about each minute word, right? He did not think, he just poured his thoughts out and just presented it, and probably cited a CTA in between to get you get you to act, right? So I think that's enough sauce for you guys on environment. Let's talk about the subject. Very intriguing enough to be open. So by this time, if you've been following through the whole daily dose of swipe, and like the ones who I'm talking about, those video where I break down emails. So what you could have noticed is the only job of subject line is to get things open. And don't you think like this is enough to get your email opened? I saw this, like my burner email is like filled with like 10,000 emails. And the reason like why, and even I opened it, like it intrigued me, it caught my attention. So I believe it definitely caught other people's as well. But I also wanted to point out one thing, that you're writing for, when you're a copywriter writing for copywriters, right? He's a copywriter, he's a marketer, and he's writing to that specific audience. um it's kind of different, right? You're writing to a B2B audience, while but every one of those audience has a B2C offer. You know what I mean? I hope you know, because I'm not gonna explain all that. You're writing to normal people as a copywriter, but when you're writing to like biz ops or business people, you're writing to a B2B audience. These two are different avatars, right? One has higher attention span, higher work ethic, needs logical arguments more than emotional ones. They make decisions based on logic, because majority of the business owners do. It's just a must that you have as a business owner. But whereas these people are not logical buyers, they need more emotional punches in your copy. So there could be a discrepancy in between. That is what I'm trying to point out here. So yeah, you don't have to hard sell, because people are gonna know the trick, right? Well, like, well, you're trying to price anchor me. Um, you're trying to what do you call it? You're trying to do the secret tactic on me. But even though I, as a copywriter, or anybody you like reading this, know about it, you are sometimes, you can control it. These copywriters are like, and those who can like get you to actually act and click on their links, they are the ones, they are the G's. But you can, because you are a copywriter, you're gonna open those links, right? Funnel hacking and shit for stuff like that. And so like, um, it just does not matter, the principles don't align. You need to there's a difference, B2B and B2C. Okay, that's all I'm trying to point out, right? Is this shit is getting more complicated. I'll tell you when my thoughts have been more solidified. Right now, just understand B2B audience, B2C audience. They're just different type of audience, and you're gonna read each and every word of it, just because you in this space, and you're gonna see, because you're always seeking for copy, right? As a copywriter, and you're gonna see, oh, this is copy, this is how we did it, this is how we did it, and yeah, it's just getting me to act. You know about the marketing principles. So it's crucial that when you write copy to that kind of audience, that you just have to um, leverage your know, like, and trust factor. It depends on that stuff, rather than the words, rather than the tactics that you use, or the problem agitation solution framework that you use, because these people already know about it. And only if you're like a good marketer, a good copywriter, that you can get even these people to act. You're the master of the masters, is what I'm talking about. So let's go through the actual words. You see how much of the substance and what actually like goes in, rather than just the words. Weird subject line, I know, okay, like addressing what we had, but that's what most business, addressing the whole subject line. But that's what most business owners trying to handle everything in the business themselves. Oh, everyone, okay. This is an analogy, right? Good analogy. They're trying to juggle chainsaws. Okay, we get the point. We get the whole analogy. It's easier whenever you use like story elements into your copy. It just becomes more easier. Everything becomes easier because they just get the point. It's so easy to imagine and visualize. You can imagine, right? Juggling chainsaws. It's scary, and you might cut yourself, maybe slit your throat. I don't know. Sure, they might be proud of themselves doing it, of course. Like the pride of doing too much as an entrepreneur, it is real as fuck. But it's only a matter of time before someone gets hurt. Consequences. How do I know? Because I went through it myself. Okay. Now more story element upcoming, right? So more relatability. of work. Not the chainsaw juggling literally. Okay, so personality element, like Java is very personal in his emails. He just does not like the whole AI type of emails, and you should not either. It must sound personal. Nobody likes reading AI type or brand emails, right? Emails from e-com brands. They're just too body. But these days, like you can automate good. You can prompt out like good quality emails from Claude and ChatGPT. Not the change or juggling literally, okay, fun element, but trying to do everything myself. Okay, I'm not gonna break down word for word because this is an analogy, this is a story element. So stories flow rather than the type of word you use, or rather than the exact words and sentences you use, right? So I'm just gonna report the brief overview. Okay, but as it turns out, 80% of what I was doing did not matter. It was just busy work making me feel productive. So, story element trying to relate to the reader, that is me in this case. But all that changed when I eliminated all that stuff. I became less stressed and my revenue shot up dramatically. And believe it or not, okay, I became less stressed when I eliminated all that stuff. Okay, so this is the problem the ideal customer, the reader is facing. Is trying to relate it through his personal story, but this is how it turned out for him. So whenever you this is mm, mm, mm. But all that changed. Okay, that aha moment, right? I became less, and believe it or not, okay, now these are benefits the reader wants, and this is like a concluding copy as well. So what does that mean? As in, so whenever you see like something like this, so you conclude that this guy has a solution and he'd be willing to share it with you. The information seek is like seeking part of your brain like activates like rapidly, turns on, it becomes rampant. Virtually every successful entrepreneur slash business owner in my social circle reported the same thing. Okay, social element. So I like this analogy from Daniel Fazio. Like he always says, like, would you jump? When your mom asks, like, if all of your friends jump from a bridge, are you gonna jump with them too? And of course you are, because this is a social circle. You're gonna have that peer pressure, right? So yeah, everybody's doing this, so I'm missing out, which people don't like to do in social settings as human beings, regardless if they were small players or big name gurus. Okay, so everybody's doing it. In fact, when I recently asked Rich Schefren, okay, Rich, I don't know how to pronounce Rich. Let's just say call him Rich. Mm, let's just call it a social proof element. So if you don't know Rich Schefren, so if you don't know Rich, like he's a good, very talented direct response marketer, right? He works on the Brian Kurz, in my opinion. I forgot about it. It could be the case. If not, I don't know. He works for Agora, a boardroom, or probably I don't know. But he's a very well-known copywriter in this space. That's all you need to know about his exact topic. He says, okay, so this is about Rich Schefren. I probably think like this is a webinar referral email. Okay, he said 1,000. So whenever you quote an established person in your space, it just acts as a very um persuasive or very authoritative element in your copies. If you don't know Rich, I consider him one of the smartest marketing minds on the planet, a true modern day Dan Kennedy. Okay, he handled the objections, right? So this is like objection handling section. So what does that mean is you just need to um, just answer the question that's probably gonna go around in the head of the reader when they reach this specific section in the email, right? So majority of the people might now think, because most of these people are beginners or could not even be, but they might just not know about Rich, right? And yeah, that's handle an objection. So like majority of the copy of the body copy of any of your like emails or sales letters is just like answering questions like what potential objections that people have. If you don't know it, like if you feel like you've handled all the objections in your copy, go on chat gpt and ask them for more, see if you missed any, add them into your copies, vsls, something like that, make it better, right? Because sometimes we might just overlook some things. And in his typical style, he shared his process for pinpointing the one strategy, the only, that eliminates the chaos most business owners face and frees up tons of time to focus on what really drives growth. Okay, first CDA. Well, when you look at this, so this is like a time saving element rather than making more profit element. And only people who don't have time, only people who have, very, who have huge problem with not being able to, wait a second, I think, okay, I felt like somebody was at the door. Anyways, so yes, where were we? Okay, yeah. So yeah, as I was talking about, people don't like, the people who only are gonna click on this and actually like act and convert are those who have problem managing their time or problem like making up time. This is not going to be painful to somebody like me because I have tons of time on my hand, and this is not enough of a painful problem for me to click on this stuff and actually like go to another page. It just isn't. And next thing, this isn't like like a referral, like webinar referral copy or email, so you don't have to hard sell all that stuff. You could, yeah, if you I don't know, I don't think this is a referral, like these big guys always direct traffic to each other, so this is a give and take connection or relationship they have between each other rather than just for monetary purposes. And this is only people who have, as I said, problems painful enough, like like have it very painful to save time or find time for themselves, or just burn out with too much work, need to click on this. And sometimes whenever I have that problem, I probably watch content like those, but right now I don't, so this is not relevant to me. And this is what's gonna happen in your copy. People are just not gonna um act because is the pain is not painful enough. That's why the bizop guys like are always making all the money, because people, the major of the people have problem with making more money. So if you can give that somehow, then that's a very relevant problem that you're solving. You get me? Yeah, but sometimes like, but if the same copy is being directed to like 45-year-old rich folks who have been just have it all hard. Lord, is my house like haunted or some shit? So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Only people who have problems painful enough will click. If not, they won't. I know I'm being repetitive, but bear with me, okay? The same process that has helped his clients generate over $15 billion in revenue so far. Okay, more social proof. So my question to you is this: would you also like to discover one thing that can help you identify which tasks to eliminate ASAP, where to focus on the fastest growth, how to engineer explosive results in 90 days? Okay, benefits that might potentially appeal to the reader. If so, you're in luck, my friend, because Rich is doing a free workshop, free. Okay, so no pay it, free. One of the best words that you could probably use in your copies is what was told back then. I don't think it's relevant anymore. It could be. It's just what I feel. It's just my perception. Well, how to pinpoint one trade that will make the next 90 days the most profitable of your life. You might think like this is like a regurgitated statement or an offer, or it's just nobody needs this anymore. Don't you dare think that people will. People are. There's never like offers saturate, yes, but problems never. Problems don't. So no complex frameworks. Objection handling element probably. No theoretical BS, more objection handling, just the exact thousands of entrepreneurs who have used to simplify and scale. Okay, more benefits and social proof. Other people are doing it, so I might as well make it. Be honest somewhere. So whenever you can like actually like I'm hardly any people like use this element. They have like they ask for all this information like their first name, last name, and all that stuff, um but they actually don't use it as often. You can be creative. You don't have to use it. Hey, first name always that is what majority of the people do, right? You don't have to do it that way. You can always be creative with that stuff. You can also use in your subject line somehow. Be creative with shit. Okay. You want to keep drowning in busy work, hoping for a breakthrough. Okay. Or would you find a what the fuck? Anyways, sorry for the problem, guys. So this is a crossroad close, right? I hope at this point everybody knows about it. All I lost. Okay, I don't. I hope everybody. What the hell? Why am I like writing retarded shit on internet whenever I'm like recording video? Your choice, but I'd love to see you there. Register. Okay, CDA. So I'd love to see you there. Meaning he's gonna be there as well. Good stuff. Probably like some people are gonna register just because Chava is there. Some people are gonna register just because Rich is there. Some people are gonna register just because they want to solve their problems. Three types of people. So okay, so the main point or the brief overview, or let's say the eagle's eye view, from an eagle's eye view, the whole element is trying to say you that the whole email is just trying to point out the fact that um you have you are juggling chainsaws as an entrepreneur. You're doing too much stuff, you're focusing on too much different things, you're spreading yourself thin, and you're not actually getting any work done, which is one of the most overwhelming things that could happen, which could overwhelm you, possibly leading to a burnout, and you not getting to your goals, which is one of the most painful things out there for entrepreneurs is burnout, right? So how do you overcome that? How do you systemize stuff, and how do you get good results in the next 90 days, all for free? That's all you need to do. Not fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. You got the person to read the email. Yeah, Chava could have worked on his copy, but as I said, you're there to build a no like interest factor. And as I said, just like going back to the whole conversion window thing, yeah, you should keep on sending more emails so that you are in the forefront of your reader, eventually positioning yourself as an authority, and eventually asking for the sale. And whenever it's the right time for the buyer, he's gonna buy your stuff. And that is one of the sole things we are here for, right? So yeah, just click on the mm, click on the sales wheel. Let's break it down. Okay, so free live workshop, 90 days to explosive growth in 2025. Okay, same, reframing the same thing that was mentioned in the email. Okay, how to pinpoint the one strategy that will make the next 90 days the most profitable of your life. Okay, same thing what it talked about. Good teaser. Whenever you're like your copy is different, and like if your copy is different and the page that people land into is different, they're gonna get triggered. Okay, you can't bait and switch these folks, no matter how hard your value proposition is. So this is a webinar. um, okay, Thursday, January 30th at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. What if actually you're doing to grow your business is actually everything that's holding you back? Nice philosophical questions. Okay, proof. Okay, secret. There's a secret, right? Register here free. Urgency element. Here's why you must attend, why you should do it, why you should act. More bullets, more fascinations. Okay, one of the major things that you could do as a copywriter is focus on focus on bullets, right? Right bullets. The counterintuitive growth formula, how to escape the hamster wheel of hard work and unlock the silence ever blocking your path, why rich refuses to teach. Like these are fascinations. They're gonna tell you the what, but they're not gonna tell you the how. Meet your host, Rich Kefren. Okay, this guy, talk who he is, because you need to address that fact, because people might not know about him, and if you just handle these objections in your opt-in page itself, it's gonna act as the people are just gonna consume the webinar, are more likely to consume the webinar. Media host. Okay, there's another girl as well. I promise to you, if you do exactly as I say, you will eliminate. Okay, his promise, his statements. Okay, more social proof. What entrepreneurs say, so more social proof, testimonials, right? Okay, register. So there's nothing more to it. It does not have to, your opt-in pages don't have to be complicated at all, right? You just have to not fuck up, you just have to tell what they're getting, rather than just opt in for my free webinar. Nobody cares about that at this point. People are already, like, the market is sophisticated, is what I mean to say. And you can't just plain old just buy my freebie just because it's free. People aren't gonna opt in. You need to write good copy for the freebie too, or just build out a good opt-in page. Make it like at least like make sure that it does not look like a 2001 web page or something like that, right? So yeah, I think we broke down element. We're not breaking down this word for word. This is probably only going to their email list, and no ad is being run. Could be, could not be. I don't know. I don't know how to check the compliance issues. Okay, let's close this. So this is how the normal email looks in the email interface. Because people are not going to read it this way, right? They're going to read it this way. So this is how it looks. Normal, daily, how it looks. Email, easy, right? This is how we should proceed. So anyways, 33 minutes in. Today's took a long. Yeah, I don't think I have much more to say. If you're still watching this, like, congrats to you, man. Like, congrats. Why? Thanks, like, thanks for being here with me. It's lonely breaking down words, breaking down emails. Sounds stupid sometimes. That's not it. And I think I'm only gonna be doing this until I deem it valuable, right? I've named it daily dose of swipe, but I might stop at any time, because I just feel like I've derived enough value. And even if I feel like this isn't like already enough, I don't think to do it, but I'll always be doing this, right, at the back of my head, because there will be some guy out there who's testing ads and hooks and is gonna come up with a banger ad, which is gonna promote, which is gonna convert people or get buyers like crazy. And that day you're just gonna have to see why it worked, synthesize it on, like, pick up the best parts and synthesize it on for your own offers, and you make a lot of money. So you see, like, this is a long-term game. And even if you have AI, even if you have all that, you still have to come up with the best hooks. People are going to get sophisticated. So I don't think this is a skill, or this is a content that's going to get saturated tomorrow. If it is, it's just me and my limiting beliefs making, like, forcing me to not put out content out there for guys like you. A guy like you, only like one guy is watching this, probably. I don't even know who's watching this at all. If you're watching, the comment something. I don't know, whatever. So yeah, see you on the next one, day 23.